The Newsline.
Hello and welcome back to Newsline, brought to you by People's TV. In today's news commentary, we draw your attention to the key highlights from Sohran Mamdani's victory speech following his landslide win, along with a few notable developments from Germany and France. Mamdani began his speech with a striking statement: "We have toppled a political dynasty." This raises an important question: what exactly is the political dynasty he refers to? And what is the new political generation he claims to have ushered in? In essence, Mamdani was alluding to the defeat of a long-established American political culture rooted in heritage and privilege. Beyond his bold opening, Mamdani attempted to portray himself as a champion of minority communities, expressing gratitude to those he said were so often forgotten by the politics of our city. He declared, "I speak of Yemeni bodega owners and Mexican abuelas, Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses, Trinidadian line cooks and Ethiopian aunties. Yes, aunties." However, his remarks appear more performative than genuine, as they seem carefully crafted to appeal to immigrant communities and create an illusion of inclusivity rather than reflecting authentic connection or understanding. Mamdani's words have raised concerns among observers who view them as symbolic of deeper cultural and ideological shifts taking place across the United States. For many, New York City has become a reflection of these changes, a city that once stood as the symbol of American strength and identity, now caught in the crosscurrents of mass immigration, political polarization, and ideological infiltration. The situation bears resemblance to the ancient Trojan horse, an unseen entry through which foreign ideas and influences subtly reshape the fabric of the nation. While not a literal invasion, this gradual infiltration of radical ideologies, including strains of radical Islamism, has sparked fears that the very principles underpinning American democracy are being undermined from within. New York City, with its diverse population and open civic structure, has become particularly vulnerable to such ideological currents. Donald Trump's presidency was, in many ways, a response to these mounting concerns. His campaign centered on restoring border security and reforming immigration policy, an effort to safeguard national integrity amid growing unease over illegal migration and extremist infiltration. Yet many of his policies faced intense resistance from legislators, advocacy groups, and courts, limiting the full scope of his agenda. Mamdani's rhetoric, therefore, cannot be viewed in isolation. It represents a broader clash between two competing visions for America's future, one that calls for open inclusivity without restraint, and another that insists on vigilance, sovereignty, and the preservation of the nation's core identity. Further in his speech, Mamdani framed his victory not merely as a local political triumph but as part of a broader ideological struggle. While he did not explicitly call President Trump a dictator, his rhetoric drew parallels between Trump's leadership and authoritarianism, warning against the conditions that allow such power to emerge. He asserted that the movement which began in New York would not stop there, vowing to push it all the way to the rest of the nation. This framing reveals that Mamdani's victory is not an isolated incident confined to New York City. Rather, it symbolizes a growing national campaign positioned in direct opposition to Trump's vision of restoring American strength, particularly his efforts to reform immigration policy and secure the nation's borders. Mamdani's triumph, therefore, can be seen as both a political and ideological declaration of war against the conservative resurgence embodied by Trump's Make America Great Again agenda. Now one may wonder what's wrong with an immigrant working as a taxi driver, a nurse, or a cook, striving to achieve the American dream. The issue here, however, is not about legal immigrants who contribute to society but about illegal aliens who have become leeches on the American economy and job market. Their presence has strained public resources and undermined fair employment. Deportations have opened genuine opportunities for both legal immigrants and American citizens. Beyond the economic concerns lies a rising wave of crime linked to illegal migration. Most alarming is the spread of radical Islamic ideologies entering the nation through what many call a Trojan horse, illegal immigration. The United Kingdom and Europe is already facing a deep crisis born from this very issue, and the United States may soon confront the same. To put this situation in perspective, a jihadist Islamic group in Germany, after demanding the establishment of an Islamic caliphate, prompted the government to take action by banning the group, which is known as Islam Interactive. Simply put, a caliphate is a theocratic system of governance, in this context, an Islamic theocratic system. In a previous video, we highlighted that there are around 1 million Syrian refugees in Germany. In 2016, the Muslim population in Germany did not exceed 6.6%. By 2029, it had reached 7.9%. It's the same situation all over Europe. They grow peacefully up to a certain degree, and once they have grown, they start demanding the establishment of Sharia law and an Islamic caliphate. The government of Germany not only banned the organization, but police also raided the residences of these radical Islamists and carried out arrests. Europe is slowly waking up to the threat posed by extremist networks in their countries. Germany, Italy, and Denmark are among the nations taking action, although many countries are still struggling to respond effectively. It should be noted that these incidents are not directed solely at Jews. There have been cases of car rammings, and when the assailants were arrested, they were reportedly shouting Allahu Akbar. Radical Islamism does not see only Jews as its enemy, but the entire world. The world is entering into that era. All this time, the issue was like fire smoldering under ash, but now the fire has started burning. As journalists, we are not attempting to incite violence, we are exercising our right to free speech and reporting the truth as we see it. Our purpose in reporting is to help prevent the cancer of radical Islamism from spreading around the globe. If that effort fails, more Mamdanis may rise, individuals who could pursue the destruction of the civilized world as their aim. If this report helped you see the situation on the ground clearly, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to People's TV, where truth has no agenda, and facts speak louder than spin.
Subscribe us for more details.